pinch myself just to see if I'm awake or not. Is it real? What I feel, could it be you and me till the end of time? Take my heart, hold it tight. It's true love.
Who showers less? Who is always eating? Who has a nicer butt? Who is more possessive? Who drools more? Who is the better driver? Who curses more? Who always sleeps in? Who is always on their phone? Who has the worst singing voice? Who takes the most selfies? Who is the lawbreaker?
Watch this woman.
My world. Just make sure you pussy ass tight, cause y'all gotta take us together. My baby.
She's successful, independent, a boss, but look closer at the man beside her. His body language, his empty expressions. He's a ghost in her life, taking everything, giving nothing. And when she finally found the strength to leave, he made sure no one else would ever have her. This is textbook. This is the covert narcissist playbook. And tonight we're breaking down exactly how Michael Smith manipulated, controlled, and ultimately murdered the woman who loved him unconditionally. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. What would you do if someone you loved looked you dead in the eye and said, "I feel like I'm going to die"? Would you take it seriously, or would you brush it off? Dishaye Stevenson's sister got that call on October 21st, 2023. She laughed. She thought her sister was being dramatic. 4 days later, Dishaye was dead, shot point blank by the husband she'd rescued from prison. The signs were there. The warning was clear, but no one knew what they were looking at. By the end of this video, you will, because Dishaye's story could save your life, or the life of someone you love. This is the story of Dishaye Stevenson. But to her friends, her clients, her followers, she was Shay Money. And that nickname wasn't just cute, it was accurate. Dishaye grew up in Dallas, Texas, in a small, close-knit family. Her mother taught her two things early: the meaning of hustle and the power of self-sufficiency. After graduating from high school, Dish didn't wait for opportunities. She created them. She tried her hand at several businesses before discovering her calling, retail clothing and accessories. And she didn't just dabble, she dominated. Starting from her apartment, Dish built Shay Money Purses and More LLC from the ground up. As demand grew, she expanded her inventory to include men's clothing, handbags, eyelashes, and more. She opened a storefront. Then in May 2022, she got herself an even bigger space to accommodate her growing empire. Her sister Jasmine worked by her side. Together, they were unstoppable. But Dish wasn't just about fashion. In 2021, she completed her tax preparation course and partnered with Unlimited Taxes and more. Her clients loved her. They knew her catchy jingle, unlimited, unlimited. She was building multiple streams of income, always working to up-level herself financially, and she was damn good at it. Dishaye was smart. She wore her own pieces, showed them off on social media every chance she got, and with her figure, almost everything she wore, she sold. She understood marketing. She understood branding. She was destined to be the successful businesswoman she became, but success didn't make her selfish. Dishaye had a beautiful 16-year-old daughter named Maya who meant the world to her. She was also the primary caregiver for her mother, who had suffered a stroke and was partially paralyzed. Dishaye juggled it all, managing inventory, turning her mom in bed, styling clients, driving Maya to school. She was the definition of a strong woman, the kind who could do it all and still smile. And that big heart of hers, she loved hard. She wasn't afraid to share her time, her money, or anything of value with the people she loved most. Unfortunately, she shared it with the wrong man. His name is Michael Smith. Some called him Miracle Money, but there was nothing miraculous about him. Dishaye met Michael years before his incarceration. She fell for him hard. They built a relationship, made plans for forever, but in 2016, Michael got into trouble with the law. He was arrested, charged, convicted, and sentenced to 5 years in prison. For most women, that would be the end, but not for Dishaye. She stood by him. She visited him as often as she could. She answered every collect call. She sent commissary money. She counted down the days to May 17th, 2021, the date of his release. And when that day came, she was there. She greeted him outside those gates with balloons, a fresh outfit in a future already planned. "You have to pull up today if I have a bunch of drunk shit going on in the house. I better take them to see his mama first stop when I get to Dallas." "Huh?" "Right." "Huh, cousin?" "Yeah. You know a nigger put a beer in that bag and he ain't need nothing else. He ain't even worried about nothing. He like his legs. He good now." "He is. I got my face, my makeup done and stuff, just to go pick him up."
This what they been waiting on, ain't it? Ain't no so bad money to come on this thing. This man ain't just made him no crime. But you get this point, you drive, no, you ride. I know what you did. She came out. I got a long way to go to play, right? We're meeting, man. You say hi.
Hey,
We got 8 hours.
I can't even.
Baby, you got my ID. Yes?
Hey, me too.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
I can't hear you. I will. Okay.
What she say, Mike?
We just have a good trip.
We gonna try to have a good trip. It's a long way. What's up, cousin? Yeah, I got him. I got him. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I'm finna fly back home.
Not right here.
Cause my finna eat steaks and shit. You gonna have to pull up today. It's a whole bunch of drunk shit going on at the house. I'm finna take them to see his mama first stop when I get to Dallas. Huh?
You drive on like a drone.
Right. Huh, cousin? Yeah. You know nigga finna be in that bag and he ain't in nothing else. He ain't worried about nothing. He learned his lesson. He good now. He is. I got my face, my makeup done and stuff, just to go pick him up. Let me get off it. I pick it out live because I don't know if he fantasized about my beauty with my makeup or he just want me to get out live, y'all. But I'm figuring to get up out live. Yeah, I had to go live. I had to go live for you. We had a nice room and everything too.
Within 7 days on May 24th, 2021, they were married at a courthouse. 7 days. Now let's pause here for a second. Because this is important, Dishaye didn't just pick Michael up and marry him. She had already prepared for his return. She'd gotten a house, 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage. But let's be real, she got that house weeks before Michael came home. She wanted to make sure he was comfortable. Yes, I got my baby at the hood. We're not in the hood. We're really living like that. We're not in the hood. We're really living like that. Thank you all so much. It's the kitchen area for me. Don't mind my brother and Big Mook, but I got me my new house today. I'm on 1,700 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2-car garage.
Leave me alone. I'm doing other shit right now. Coming up next will be my shop, so stay tuned. I will be giving me a shop next. Yes, Brittany Cooks. I got to let y'all know when the barbecue, because y'all know I love to cook and I love family gatherings. So it's lit. It's lit. Me and my room right here. My little girl room will be over there and it's another room. No, that's gonna make up that to be knit room. Yes, a jacuzzi tub for me and my nigga. Period. His and her sink. Period. Y'all just don't know how happy I am right now. Like, oh my God. Like, y'all, this shit can't be real. Like, open that up, Big Mook. Because you know we lighting the fireplace. Yes.
Fuck yourself out of there. I'm putting Remy in that bitch.
Thank everybody so much. Some of y'all is really actually true. Everybody really, some of y'all really actually true happy for me. Some people not, but yeah, sis, I can't wait till you come over. You know we having a housewarming and stuff. I'm so excited. Look at my brother, y'all. It's the kitchen for me because I love cooking. My dining room area. Can't wait till I furnish my everything new, not just past, but new everything. I'm so excited. Y'all just don't know, right, brother?
Quick. Hey, what you got to eat?
We finna load up groceries in here. Talk. Let me let the garage down. Can y'all see that Challenger parked out there? You know, in my driveway. 2-car garage. Leave me alone. Yes. Look at me, look what I'm trying to show half of the house. You already know, sis. Room on deck. Stop playing. Stop playing, you know, on deck, sis. I'm really living like that.
Listen to her excitement. Listen to her pride. She worked for this. She earned this. But in her mind, this wasn't just her success. It was theirs. 14 months later, in September 2022, Disha threw them a lavish vow renewal ceremony. Michael would later call it a luxury wedding.
I pledge my life, that I stay under you. In the name of the God Father, and the Son Jesus Christ, the power of the Holy Ghost. Hallelujah.
Dishaye paid for everything. The venue, the decorations, the rings, the clothes Michael wore, the shoes on his feet, everything. Now watch his face. See that? That's not gratitude. That's not love. That's expectation. That's entitlement. This man is not surprised that his wife just handed him $10,000 in cash. He's not overwhelmed. He's not emotional. He's checking his phone. He's barely present. Because to Michael, this wasn't a gift. This was what he deserved. This was what Disha was supposed to do. And that right there is the difference between a partner and a parasite. Let's talk about covert narcissism, because understanding this could save your life. A covert narcissist isn't loud. They're not the stereotypical egomaniac who brags about themselves. No, the covert narcissists are quiet, shy. They play the victim. They make you feel like you're the lucky one to have them. And that's exactly what Michael did to Disha. Look at what she wrote about him. I don't know what I did so great to end up with such a handsome gift from God like you. He treats me like a queen. You see what's happening here? Disha's successful, beautiful, independent Disha believes she didn't deserve him. Soft voice mixed with humbleness can be mistaken as vulnerability, but don't allow the light voice to fool you. I'm a lion in disguise. You may be mistaken as a meal. He literally called himself a predator. He told the world, "I will consume you." And Dishaye, she kept feeding him. Watch their videos together. Watch how he acts around her. He's annoyed when she wants to be affectionate on camera. But Dishaye keeps trying. She keeps smiling. She keeps praising him publicly because that's what he wanted to be seen as important, to be admired by others. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, things were different. According to Dishaye's sister Jasmine, Michael was sweet in front of the family, but alone. He was a monster. He controlled where she went, who she talked to, how she spent her time. He accused her of cheating, classic narcissist projection, because he was likely the one being unfaithful. And the whole time Dishaye kept pouring from an empty cup. Look at her Facebook post from that month. They tell a story. October 13th. Y'all gotta stop thinking all your blessings coming from God. The devil will bless you too. She's starting to see it. She's starting to realize that Michael wasn't a blessing. He was a curse disguised as one. October 14th. Sometimes you gotta blame yourself because you knew better. Accountability. She's holding herself responsible. She's recognizing that she ignored the red flags. And then October 19th, just 5 days before her murder, Dishaye posted this. "If anybody know me or done be around hanging with me, they know I'm faithful as hell when it comes to my marriage and my relationship. Don't cheat. I don't talk to other men. I don't text other men. I don't flirt with other men. I don't even lead men on to even think they have a chance with me. I never will never have my husband out here looking like no fool, because when I'm with somebody, I'm with that one man. Why would I risk my steak for some shrimps?" This is a woman defending herself. This is a woman under attack. Michael was accusing her probably constantly of being unfaithful. He was tearing her down, making her prove her loyalty over and over again. And she was exhausted. Dishaye had told Michael multiple times that she wanted a divorce. She wanted out, but each time he talked her out of it. He made promises. He said he'd change. By late October, Dishaye was done. She'd made up her mind. She was leaving for herself, for Maya, for her own sanity. She told Michael she wanted a divorce, and this time she meant it. And Michael, he wasn't having it. Because to Michael, Dishaye leaving meant losing everything. The free housing, the money, the lifestyle, the control. And he'd rather see her dead than see her free. If he couldn't have her, then no one could. October 21st, 2023. Dishaye called her sister Jasmine to wish her happy birthday. They talked, they laughed, they joked, and then Dishaye said it. "Sister, I feel like I'm going to die." On the 21st, it was my birthday, and she called me. She wished me a happy birthday. It was like, normal, whatever. We was laughing, joking, and then she just said like, "Sister, feel like I'm going to die." So it was like, girl, whatever, no, brush it off or whatever, not thinking. That's really how she was feeling. Like, I guess she was feeling her deal. So she kept saying, my niece was gonna come and bring me a gift, but they never showed up. So we had talked someday and she was telling me how he was tripping at the fur and he was trying to leave her on my knees. He was saying like, she was trying to set him up. No, flipping out saying that she was trying to set him up. It was Facebook people out there. It was just some weird stuff, So I called in FaceTime on Monday. She never reached back after me. She got a busy life. So I was just like, baby, she'll call me back or something. And then I went to sleep just thinking it was normal. It wasn't nothing. Monday night, my niece called me around 12 something and I was asleep. I was hearing my phone, I was hearing Facebook Messenger, and it was like it was just in my dream, but as I kept hearing it, I eventually woke up. And it was my brother's girlfriend saying that my niece hadn't heard from her since 4. Oh, she was stranded at my auntie house. And I'm like, what? I don't know. I just was like, that's not her. You know what saying? Like she never leave my niece no matter what. She never leave my mama no matter what. So my brother and his girlfriend came, and we just started searching from 12 all the way up until... We had found her that morning. Here's what we know now. Dishaye's gut was screaming at her. She felt her death coming. She told her sister. She tried to warn her, but even Dishaye didn't fully believe it would happen. Because this was Michael, the man she loved, the man she'd stood by, the man she'd married. How could he hurt her? October 24th, 2023, the day everything ended. At approximately 6 p.m., 2 cars pulled into the parking lot of Pleasant Village Apartments. Dishaye's Toyota and Michael's sedan. Dishaye got out of her car and walked over to Michael's vehicle. She got in the passenger seat for several minutes. The car didn't move. Inside, neighbors later said there appeared to be a disturbance, an argument, and then the car pulled out of the lot. Dishaye's Toyota stayed behind. As Michael drove, Dishaye asked him where they were going. He didn't answer. He drove to a quiet, isolated stretch of road near Lincoln Memorial Cemetery, just 3 minutes away from where they'd been. And then he did it. Michael pulled out a gun, pressed it against Dishaye's chest, and fired point-blank range. 1 shot. Dishaye didn't even have time to scream. Michael then pulled over, opened the passenger door, and threw her body out onto Murdoch Road like trash. She was wearing only 1 sandal, the other was left in his car. He drove home, parked his car in the driveway, and went for a walk like nothing had happened. Meanwhile, Maya was trying to reach her mom. Dishaye had dropped Maya off at her grandmother's house earlier that day and was supposed to pick her up that afternoon. But by midnight, Maya still hadn't heard from her. She called and called and called. No answer. This was unlike her mom. Dishaye will always pick up Maya's calls, or at least return them. So she panicked. Maya tried calling her Aunt Jasmine. No answer. She was asleep. So Maya called her uncle's girlfriend, Ashton. Ashton picked up, but she hadn't heard from Dishaye either. I seen a big handprint on the driver window. I'm a criminal justice mate, so I started trying to use different content clues. For 2 days, Michael Smith was on the run. He bounced around Dallas, crashing on couches, ducking into motels, trying to stay invisible. On October 27th, he slipped into a barbershop in South Oak Cliff. Maybe he thought a fresh haircut would help him blend in. Maybe he thought no one would recognize him. But he was wrong. U.S. Marshals and Dallas police tracked him down. Surveillance cameras had spotted him. As Michael sat in the barber's chair, officers moved in, customers scattered. The barber backed away. Michael was cuffed without a fight. His breath reeked of chemicals. When questioned, he muttered that he'd been wet street slang for smoking PCP-laced cigarettes. Michael Smith was arrested and charged with murder. He was booked into Dallas County Jail on a $1 million bond. As of January 2026, he remains in custody, awaiting trial. The case is documented under Dallas Police Case Number 1-90527-2023. The evidence against him is overwhelming. The surveillance footage, the blood in his car, the shell casing, the sandal, his own admission that he'd been using PCP. But for Dishaye's family, no amount of evidence, no conviction, no prison sentence will ever bring her back. I got him being around him. He ain't. He never gave me them kind of signs that he would do that to my sister. Like, he never did. He called us out gold because he was so quiet. He was so laid back, like he was sweet in front of us, but behind closed doors, I just feel like he was a monster. She was going through stuff, but who don't, But we won't know, like, how deep it was or what all she was going through because she was very secretive. She's just gonna tell you what she wants you to know. Because a lot of people go back and talk and stuff like this. So she wasn't giving her all or telling everything like my niece probably no more than anybody because that was like they was best friends. It was just always them. So she would talk to my niece and they'll be talking all times the night about how he treat me. But he never got back to us. We just got what she wanted to tell us. Wow, I would respect him more if he'd tell me why. She did everything. My sister did everything for him. It was nothing he couldn't ask the fuck. She did everything. She did everything in her power to show him that she loved him no matter what. Like, just don't understand. I just want to know why. Why would you take my sister from us? Like, why? She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve to be thrown out the court, whatever you did. Like, she didn't deserve none of that. You could have took her legs, her fingers, anything. Like, why would you take my sister life? You say you love my niece, bro. You can't love her. You took the only thing that she had. The only thing. Yes, she got us, but it's nothing like her mama. I just really want to ask him, why? I always wanted that happy life. She was seeing the boys, but he always come back and make up for his build. So it was just, she just loved him. This she always wanted to work. A daughter lost her mother. Maya, just 16 years old, now drives herself to grief counseling. The woman who drove her to choir practice cheered at every game, surprised her with a car on her birthday gone. A mother lost her caregiver. Dishaye's mom, already paralyzed from a stroke, now has to process the murder of the daughter who took care of her every day. A sister lost her best friend, and Dishaye's brother, he's carrying a pain that no words can describe. Show his Facebook post. Text on screen. I gave her away to him at the wedding. This man looked me in my eyes and lied to my face, knowing he had already unalived my sister. I knew something wasn't right that night. It just keeps replaying in my head over and over. And here's the cruelest twist. His baby was born less than 12 hours after Dishaye died. His daughter's birthday will forever be the same day. His sister was murdered. A joyous moment forever overshadowed by unimaginable pain. Dishaye's story isn't just a tragedy, it's a warning. And if we don't learn from it, then her death means nothing. So let's break down what happened here. Not just the murder, but the patterns that led to it. Because these patterns are everywhere, and recognizing them could save your life. Lesson #1. Covert narcissists are masters of disguise. Michael wasn't loud. He wasn't obviously abusive in public. He was quiet, laid back, even sweet around Dishaye's family. That's what covert narcissists do. They're charming when they need to be. They know how to play the role of the good guy in front of others. But behind closed doors, they're controlling, manipulative, and cruel. If your partner acts like a completely different person when you're alone versus when you're around others, that's a red flag. Lesson 2. Love bombing after prison or hard times is a trap. Michael came out of prison with nothing. No job, no money, no home. And Dishaye handed him everything on a silver platter. She thought she was helping him. She thought she was being a good wife. But what she was actually doing was creating a dependency, one that Michael exploited. When someone is entirely dependent on you financially, emotionally, and physically, they will do anything to keep you, even kill you. If you're the sole provider in a relationship and your partner isn't working to become independent, ask yourself why, and be very careful. Lesson 3. Jealousy plus dependency equals danger. Michael was jealous of Dishaye's success. We know this because of his behavior, his posts, his attitude. She was thriving, he was surviving, and that imbalance was always eating him up because narcissists can't handle being less than their partners. It bruises their ego. So what do? They try to dim your light. They accuse you of cheating. They isolate you from family and friends, and even make you feel guilty for being successful. And if you try to leave, they see it as the ultimate betrayal. Lesson 4. When she said, "I feel like I'm going to die," it wasn't dramatic, that was her gut screaming. But her sister didn't get it. She just laughed it off. But here's the thing. Your intuition knows. Your body knows. When you feel like something is wrong, when you feel like you're in danger, you probably are. Don't ignore that feeling. Don't brush it off as paranoia or drama. If someone you love says, "I feel like I'm going to die," take it seriously. Ask questions, make a plan, get them out. Lesson 5. Never meet a dangerous ex or partner alone. Dishaye knew things were bad with Michael. She told him multiple times she wanted a divorce. And yet when he asked her to meet him alone at his father's apartment complex, she went. Why? Because narcissists are master manipulators. They know exactly what to say to get you to drop your guard. If you're leaving a toxic or abusive relationship, do not meet your ex alone. Bring someone with you. Meet in a public place, or better yet, don't meet at all. Let your lawyer handle it. Lesson 6. Financial abuse is still abuse. She wasn't just emotionally abused, she was financially abused. Michael lived off her completely. He contributed nothing. He took everything. And when she tried to stop giving, he killed her. Financial abuse is a form of control. If your partner refuses to work, demands access to your money, or makes you feel guilty for having your own income, that's abuse. And it's often a precursor to physical violence. If you're watching this and you see yourself in Dishaye's story, if you're the provider, the giver, the one holding everything together while your partner takes and takes and takes, please hear me. You deserve better. You are not responsible for fixing a broken man. You are not required to sacrifice yourself to prove your love. You are not selfish for wanting reciprocity, and you are not safe just because he hasn't hit you yet. Abuse doesn't always leave bruises. Sometimes it leaves you drained, depleted, and then you start questioning your worth. Now, it's a different scenario when he's actually working hard, constantly showing up and doing the little things that matters. He's good to you, kind, empathetic, and always helpful no matter how small. That's not the type of man I'm talking about. That's a rich man, and a good one at that. But if you're in a relationship where you give everything and receive nothing, your partner controls where you go and who you see. You're accused of cheating constantly. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. You've tried to leave but keep getting pulled back in. You're in danger, and I need you to make a plan. Here's what you do. Don't announce you're leaving. Don't give warnings. Don't have one last conversation. Narcissists will either manipulate you into staying or escalate the danger. Document everything. Screenshots, voice recordings, videos. Save them somewhere he can't access. Cloud storage, a trusted friend's phone, anywhere but your own device. Tell someone you trust, a family member, a friend, a coworker, someone who will check on you and hold you accountable to leaving. Get a restraining order. As soon as you leave, file for one. Even if you don't think he'll hurt you, even if he's never been violent before. Change your routine. Don't go to the same places at the same times. Don't be predictable. Consider getting protection. Take a self-defense class. Learn how to use pepper spray or a taser. If legal in your state, consider firearm training. You have the right to protect yourself. Most importantly, trust your gut. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. If you feel unsafe, you are unsafe. Dishaye ignored her intuition. She met Michael alone, and it cost her everything. Don't let that be your story. Dishaye Stevenson was more than a victim. She was an entrepreneur who built an empire from nothing. She was a mother who loved her daughter fiercely. She was a caregiver who put her own mother's needs above her own comfort. She was a sister, a friend, a light in her community. She had dreams. She had goals. She had so much life left to live. And Michael Smith stole all of that from her. But her story doesn't end with her murder. Her family has started a scholarship fund in her name. Her storefront may be closed, but her legacy lives on in the hearts of everyone who knew her. And now her story is a lesson, a cautionary tale, a wake-up call for every woman who's giving too much to someone who deserves too little. Dishaye's death was not in vain if it saves even one life. If it helps one woman recognize the signs, if it gives one person the courage to leave. Michael Smith sits in Dallas County Jail right now, awaiting trial. He'll likely spend the rest of his life in prison, but that won't bring Dishaye back. It won't heal her family's pain. It won't undo the trauma inflicted on her daughter, her mother, her siblings. Justice in this case is just a word. The real justice would have been Dishaye getting out before it was too late. The real justice would have been her family taking that phone call seriously. The real justice would have been Michael never getting the chance to hurt her. But we can't change the past. All we can do is learn from it. So if you take anything away from this video, let it be this. Your life is worth more than someone else's comfort. Your safety is more important than keeping the peace. And your intuition is never wrong. If you or someone you love is in an abusive relationship, please reach out for help. National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233. Safe Crisis Text Line. Text START to 88788. You are not alone and you deserve to be safe. Rest in peace, Dishaye Stevenson. Your story will not be forgotten. This is Bear Intel. Please subscribe and hit the like button.